this paint job was screaming for help across the thrift store, and I've always wanted to flip a piece of furniture, so I'm gonna give it a go for the very first time because the design here, the details, the materials, all of it, excellent. So why would anyone paint it lime green? I am actually asking. I am using a paint stripper to remove the several layers of paint, and I would love for this process to not require harsh chemicals, but I have truly no clue as to how that would work, so here we are learning. I also recommend testing for lead, just FYI, but I was crying tears of joy when I saw the wood underneath. After the majority of the paint came off, I got to sanding. I think this was the best way to get as many of those tiny specks of paint off as possible, and I recommend some safety gear, well-ventilated area, and some goddamn patience. I ended up also taking a hard edge to all those tiny corners, and here she finally is. I still ended up sanding way too aggressively, and I went right through the wood veneer several times, many times, taking that as a learning opportunity, and I'll try to fix it later. It's not ruined, I promise. Piece of veneer flew straight off during sanding, so I traced the hole with a piece of paper, and I used that to cut a precise piece of veneer to put into its place. I glued it down and made sure it was on tight, and then I called it a day. Once we add the tinted oil on top, it won't be as visible, I promise. I also took off the handles and gave them a proper cleaning and some polish. No, we're not gonna spray paint them gold. Are you insane? It doesn't have to look brand new anyway, so I half-assed it, I would be happy to admit. This thing, however, underneath the paint, there was a hole in the veneer that had previously been filled out, so what is a girl to do but try and paint over it? So I mixed some colors to match the wood and painted over the filler both before and after the oil treatment. Now for my favorite part, the oil. This was so satisfying to finally see this piece come back to life. I chose a mahogany tint, and then I got to painting. Oiling? Anyway, one layer of oil, then let that dry for 30 minutes, then another layer dry for 20 minutes, and then I wiped off the excess. And I tell you, when I put the brass hardware back on the shelves, I was ecstatic. And here we have the final result. I could cry. So for good measure, this is what we started out with, and this is where we are now. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Far from. But I'm still so stinking proud of having finished my first flip. So what do you think? Should I sell it or keep it? And what would you have done differently?